You are listening to the No Invite Podcast.
Season 3.
The progression.
Follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast or look us up on YouTube at No Invite Podcast.
The best kept secret.
Bang, bang, bang. Because we never going to let that go.
Yabba dabba doo.
Get the fuck out of here. No Invite Podcast, Season 3, The Progression, Episode 60.
Planting
Big
seeds.
60. Jesus fucking Christ.
She started early.
Yeah, she started early. She came right from the gate with this shit.
What? I'm
Yeah.
planting seeds in motherfuckers' minds. What? We planting seeds.
Okay, is that what you was talking about?
I see I'm going to have to bust
See?
out the sound effects
I'm
early on
around
this
some
podcast.
dirty-minded motherfuckers. That's all that is.
Patty over here talking about spreading her seed all around, and we're
I
dirty
did
though.
not say nothing of the sort.
She's on planting my seed. You know what I'm saying? Get the fuck out of here. We know what you're talking about.
Concubines.
Anyways, you know what it is. We back at it. We got me, Blaze One Diz in the building. We also got.
Blaze one diz.
We also have.
Huh?
What's your motherfucking? God damn it! If you don't introduce yourself to the people,
Pass.
pass. Damn, like in school, remember when you didn't want to read? and
No
shit?
comment.
That's when the teacher would be like, there are no passes.
Mm.
There are no passes.
Well, I'm not
We're
in
all
school.
friends here.
Okay, so we got motherfucking Patty, P World,
Hi.
P-Bo, 16th World, a.k.a. fucking
ever know what to
producer
call
Patty.
myself.
Yeah, well, don't let me name you.
Say
then.
producer P, producer
P,
Patty.
Producer Patty planting seed, P's for planting seeds.
Patty for real.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, she could stick with all the P's. That means you could be pretty pussy Patty.
See? There's so many.
Ann.
Producer,
That's so
Pretty
horrible.
pussy
It's
Patty.
making me blush.
potentially procrastinate. We could go, you know what I'm saying? We could go
Throw out all them P's.
This is why I said
Yeah.
pass.
See.
I'm gonna use that P
She
word.
done gave us the
Pass.
power though, because we had to say it for her. And then who else we got in the building right now?
Ooh, the best kept secret.
Yeah, you like that. See, you gotta,
I
you
like
gotta
that
hit,
part.
you gotta
I
hit
like
your,
that part.
you gotta hit your motherfucking, you know what I'm saying? Your
Your
quotable,
little trademark, your little
trademark quotable. But we in the building, episode 60. It's been a while. You know what I mean? We've been doing the Zoom.
13 and shit. Fucking.
Nah, we really
They're
like-
like, we're not gonna start the episodes over. We're gonna just continue with the numbers.
But if you go look at other podcasts, that's what they do too. And it's because, and I was like, why do they do that? Because I was, you know,
so
we
this is
started
episode
shit.
1219.
Yeah, I will be blessed to do 1,000 fucking episodes. Believe that, okay?
I didn't say we wouldn't,
You only,
but that's what number
I mean,
it
I'm
is.
just saying, like, the motherfuckers is out. There's only what 52 weeks in a year, or some shit like that. So if you could do one, we're gonna do more because we've been dropping lately. That's kind of why I was even gonna bring this up, is because we've been doing the Zoom episodes. So we've been opening up the platform to artists, which is important because that's kind of why we started this.
Working.
You know it. So we opened up we've been doing the Zooms. Now we could get in contact with artists that we couldn't necessarily get in the building. And
That's hot.
I ain't gonna lie, I'm definitely feeling it. I like that shit. I like being able to open up the platform for other people because I ain't gonna lie to you, that's why I created this for. I was tired of not being able to get on in other places. I was tired of not being able to have a spot to go, you know, promote
True.
my album, shout out my single, touch bases with other people. So
Platform.
the platform, exactly. So
some sort of exposure,
nowadays,
some sort of reach. That is a good thing about technology. Those are the
It
goods.
is.
Those
I
are some
love
of the
it.
pros.
nowadays you gotta build the platforms. You can't complain of why nobody
It's
giving
good
you.
and bad for everything in life. Even a conscience.
You just can't complain no more about, oh, this ain't that. If there's something that you don't like out there now, or something that you don't feel you're getting a fair shake at, you got to go out there and build it. And I'm not saying it's easy with everything, but when it comes to stuff like this, you definitely got to go out and make the initiative. You know what I mean? Your own platform, whatever. I know motherfuckers.
That's how life's always been, though. But
know.
now it's a lot more accessible.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I
Like,
think
you
that
don't have to do as much legwork.
People
able to
are
do
much
so.
more accessible, but also I think the world has made it so that like we don't have to sit at your fucking table when we can make our own.
Like,
Exactly.
Like that.
Exactly. And that's what it is. It's like, oh, I can't sit here. It's cool. I'm gonna go make my own table. You feel me?
I think
I'ma
that's
go
how
set
life
my
should
own table.
always be, though. Like, no matter what.
Yeah, but I think before, because we didn't have like the instant gratification of being able to touch so many people,
It
was
feel as
easy
real.
for people to like close the door on you and kind of
And yourself.
pigeonhole.
And
Yeah,
yourself,
put
too.
you
You're
in
like,
this
oh, no, no.
pigeonhole. Now it's like, hold on. I can be a mom. I can also be a rapper. I could also be a
Entrepreneur,
homemaker. I could also have
yeah.
3 businesses, a restaurant, and still come in
To
here.
where it doesn't take
Yeah.
so long to do so. Because you could do all those things, but it just takes more. It would have took more time.
I think people are collaborating more too. I don't
Yeah,
think people
that too.
collaborated
Yeah.
as
The
much.
connections that
Well,
it's
they're taking the
created.
power out of the gatekeepers' hands because, you know, there's always been gatekeepers and it's like, oh, I can't get on this platform if I don't go deal with this, or if I don't have the same view, if I've publicly had a opposing view with this person, I'm not going to get this access to this
But
platform.
like, so for example, like MTV, when MTV first started, it was kind of, they wanted something like that. They wanted something where they could watch music all the time. And they built that. You know, you see MTV now. But how long it took and how much work it took.
Yeah, because
and
you know what? A lot of people forget that, first of all, we're dealing with a new generation. So a lot of people forget that MTV started out by playing music videos, which was unheard of because music videos weren't the popular platform to deliver music.
People
it was always radio.
News and like, yeah.
Then second of all, MTV got put on blast by Michael Jackson. And Michael Jackson roasted them because he was the biggest. He made them play more ethnic and diverse videos because they weren't playing what's it called? They weren't playing people of color videos. Mostly rock and roll. Hold on, let me finish.
Yeah.
It was mostly rock and roll that they were playing, and Michael Jackson, the biggest artist in the fucking world, was like, "Yo, you're not gonna play my shit seriously? I'm out selling all these fucking bands and groups that you're fucking putting out." And he literally made an issue about it to where and not only them, I think it was also NWA.
No, now that you say that, it's like
it was also NWA,
like a memory,
and eventually they had to let him in, but they didn't want to let NWA on, so they let Michael Jackson get more because he was more cleaned up. Obviously,
Right.
NWA was obviously, but yeah, that's what it's about. It's about what's up, everybody on the live. It's about creating your own platforms nowadays. It's about creating your own platforms and hopefully getting enough support from the people that believe in this type of shit to support it and get behind it because. We are the voice of the people, regardless. Now, shout out to the Voice of the People podcast because, you know what I mean, diverse and all them, but, you know what I mean, that's real talk.
Right.
And the people could empower whoever they want to.
Mud, in a sense.
That's why they also call it program. Don't forget, you know what I mean? You'll hear some shit on the radio so many fucking times and you'll be like, oh, I like it now. It's not that you like it. It's just that you've gotten used to it. You've been programmed to like this shit.
It grew on you. They made it grow on you.
When you have...
They inundated that into you.
Exactly.
They let you know what you really like.
Exactly. So now when you have these programs, now when you have these fucking platforms, now you give yourself an opportunity to get more of a fair shake.
Right.
More
Again,
more
it's
of
more
a
accessible.
more of
It
an
happens
open.
faster.
Yeah, I'm not gonna keep blasting the same fucking song in your ear until you finally say, you know what, I like the song. It's like, no, I'm gonna give you a variety and you pick what you like, for once. Or I'm going to give you a variety of topics and conversation and you pick what you feel. Or you pick what podcast you like. You pick what fucking music, what I watch all kinds of different YouTubers that have content. And I pick now. It ain't like I have to go through MTV now because that's the only place to fucking get it anymore. You dig what I'm saying? So with that being said, how was your motherfucking week, Patty?
It was good. No news is good news. But I feel like I'm a little slow in my progress. I feel like I couldn't get nothing done. I've been extra tired lately. Like, it's weird.
It's that time change. I swear to God, I feel like that time change.
No, the first week of
Me too.
Of daylight savings is right. I was cool. It was good. It's just lately, and I've been talking to a few people where their sleep schedule has been all fucked up. Like they're extra tired, but then they can't sleep at night. And it's just crazy. So it's like interesting to see like the universe, like the seasons of the universe in a sense. But the first week of daylight savings, I was cool. I was on it. And then after that, I don't know what happened.
You think it's more like a mind state thing?
I don't know. Because I didn't. When I notice something's happening with me, something that's like different, I start asking people what they're going through to see if they're going through it as well. And so I don't think it was a mind state thing because I wasn't aware that other people were going through this until after I was experiencing it myself, and then I started asking other people about it. So that's just me. What about you, Ann? Because you were like,
I've been tired.
Right?
Is that right? I wonder why. Not gonna say nothing, but
For good reasons, though.
Kazi, what's up, man? What's up with Kazi on the live, bro? Every time Kazi, excuse me real quick, I'm gonna cut you off, but every time Kazi comes on the live, he's always an active participator, and I just want to shout him out real quick.
Participant.
Hi, Kazi.
Yes. How are you? How was your week?
So my week has been, it actually has slowed down a little bit, but it has been a lot. Just
A whole lot, huh?
man, it's been stressing me out. I've been over here like, God damn. All right, I think it's requiring me to be an adult.
I was gonna say adult and you ain't feeling adulting right
No,
now.
like I just want to like turn the switch off for a second. Like, listen, I'm not.
Let me
adulting
catch up
today.
real quick.
Just want to be.
I'm not
kid
adulting
again.
today, so stop asking.
Take
No.
me out, coach. Take me out. Put me
I can't do
it.
But
Unfortunately, we don't have second strings when it comes to what we do. We're
Listen.
the front line always.
Only
I'm
you
waiting
can
on
do you,
somebody
and
to
only you
offer
can
to
be you.
babysit.
You know what? Holla at my girl. You know why? 'Cause she talk all that I want kids shit, man. Holla at my girl. She need to be around kids that are different phases of their life, not just
the cute baby
toddler or the little cute baby to sleep all the time. Like, nah. Time for you to get that 5 to 10-year-old phase. What's happening? How
But
you really
there's
feel
paint
about
on the
these
walls.
kids? Yeah.
Hell no, ain't no paint
Where
on the walls
there's
at 10.
food.
Not so much that where they just got so much energy. You get like a million fucking
Or-
questions at one
yes.
time.
So my daughter
And they're just like,
would talk her to death. They would like this whole podcast. She would be in there talking. I tell like people say all the time, my baby girl, she would know more about you than anybody else. Like if anything ever happened, she'd be able to give you all these
Intently
intense
watching.
details because she has so many questions.
Because she's smart.
Yes, but my son, he don't give a fuck about you. He be like, oh my God, you're taking my phone? Like, we're like, oh, okay. Plus, he gets on my nerves. I don't know.
He the
I don't know how to
one.
say
He the
it.
one that you would probably want more to be on you, talk to you more about shit, but he don't. Like,
Yeah,
fuck that up.
he's the one you gotta pull the conversation out of. Like,
And you say he reminds you of your husband. Like
he
the
does,
most.
and they both were super quiet. You'd be like, oh, so how was your day? Fine. Like,
No, they had a great ass fucking day, but to them, it's just like it's fine.
yeah, it's fine. But he also
They're men of few
but
words.
my
Men of
kids
few
have
words.
A man of
smart-ass
sophistication and
mouths. That's the
leisure.
problem. Like when they're smart, they are very intelligent, but they're also the ones where you'll be like, so like for example, my son was like, Mom, I just feel like you're being a traitor right now, and you need to rethink how you're treating me.
I love the way how he
Who
talks.
are you talking to? Bro, I will give you a Charlie
But it's
horse.
so
He's like,
mature.
you're gonna give me a Charlie horse, and you said that we don't hit. Okay, Mom. So I'm learning from you.
Exactly.
I'm gonna just have to fuck you up. That's
You know
just
what,
what
he's
we
just-
just gonna fuck you
You too
up.
smart. I
Yeah,
remember
we-
people
we
used to
just gonna
say
fuck you
that,
up.
like, you too smart for your own good.
He like my son. They just some baby geniuses. They too fucking smart for their own fucking good. You know?
And those are your genes. Like,
Okay,
that,
that
you can only be so mad. That's what I'm saying.
That's the part that get on my nerves.
That's you. That's what you look like.
That's
what
you.
you
That's
sound
you.
like.
That's what you sound like. Exactly.
But how was your week?
My week was good. You know, we podcasting right now. You know what I mean? I'm all about.
He loves this shit.
I'm all about being unapologetically yourself. So right now, I
Yes.
just met my mother-in-law's boyfriend for the first time, and I ain't telling that we smoke. I ain't telling we gonna smoke, but at the same time, I'm just being me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta let me be me, man. You know what I'm saying? So,
Everybody's gonna say something.
she was about to say some crazy shit. See?
No.
Just say too much. Don't say too much. But now, my week's been good. I mean, you know what I mean? I just been making new connections with people. You know, getting back in touch with people I ain't fucked with in a while. And everything's lovely, man. You know, don't get me wrong, it's a little bittersweet because I have been dealing with some shit, but at the same time, I really can't complain. Life, that's what life is about. You know what I mean? You're going to get some bad times and you're going to get some good times, and it's all about what you focus on. So I'm focusing always and forever on the good. And, you know, I'm really happy with how we've been progressing. And even with the podcast situation, for all the people listening to us right now, like, bear with us. You know, we're incorporating the Zoom, and we're going to, you might get 2 podcasts in one week. You know what I mean? Just know
This
that.
is real. This is real life.
Hey, this is
We're
real
always
life.
a work in progress.
you're-
We are not perfect, nor do we claim to be.
Well, we are perfectly imperfect. Hold on. Hold on.
Speak
paradox.
and speak, mama.
We're a paradox wrapped in an enigma. You know what I'm saying? To try to understand us is to try to understand the meaning of
Walking
life.
contradiction.
Exactly. What does that mean?
In
I
real
don't
life,
know.
I think I am.
So right about now, he's getting a rude awakening. Like, y'all smell that?
You think?
Y'all smell that? You know what I'm saying? And he's like, yeah,
Well,
man.
Do I smell ganja?
Excuse, you were rolling in front of him? You all see, she already done blew the whole shit. Patty
Patty
that
done
gas.
blew up the spot.
Hey, Patty's that gas. Just remember when you go to somebody's house, you think everybody's square, and then somebody out of nowhere busts the weed out and start rolling it and shit. You're like, oh, okay, I'm okay.
Because you know me.
I'm good.
I, like when I'm around new, different people, you know, I'm way more reserved. But when I'm around my family,
Yeah.
I'm very much myself.
Because I be around everybody and I'm consistent. I be like, listen, I don't think she liked me. They be like, oh, because she was super loud and she was, listen, I'm this way with or without you here.
Yeah, and I don't. But somebody shouldn't judge you based on that as well. Especially if they don't know you. I know, I feel you. That's why I like. That's like sometimes I'm more reserved just because that's how I'm comfortable with. Like I know I can be a lot, so I'll just like.
I just know everybody can't get everything
because everybody
at
can't
once.
handle it. Yeah, exactly. To an extent, you know what I mean. Of course, always be yourself, but not everybody gets everything.
Well, there's many ones of me.
But it just depends on how I'm feeling.
So you might get a different one tomorrow. Who knows?
That's true.
Like, you know what I'm saying? So there's a lot of you.
Like pick your poison, bro. Pick your poison.
Like, you caught me on a good day. You know, I don't know, fucking.
I'm so excited because the kids are on vacation for a week, so I won't have kids for a week.
Oh,
what do you do when there's no kids? Do you spin around in the living room with your hands out, like singing the sounds of music and shit, like you know what I mean? Like
no, not the sounds of music though.
You know what I honestly do? I'm not gonna lie. I eat out a lot. I'm usually naked in the bed.
That makes sense.
Like I eat in the bed or I'm in the bathtub.
Titty popping out.
I hate when people try to pop up on me and my kids ain't there. I'm like, oh my God, you want to put on clothes? Bro, come back next week when the kids get back. Cause
it's like now I gotta put my titties away.
I'm not doing it. I'm not putting them away. Somebody gonna be uncomfortable in this situation.
You should have called before you came.
Listen, if you're gonna be the one uncomfortable, then you
do not just pop up on me.
Facts. They be like, I know you don't have the kids. I was enjoying this solitude. But it does get boring. I feel like my kids is actually the highlight. Like
now, even last time when your kids, you was telling us your kids was out, you could tell you missed them though. You're like, oh my, you know, this, that, and other. It's like I'm gonna see him soon. You're like,
get on your nerves, but you missed that.
But you missed that shit.
You missed that. That's apparent.
All right, well, shit. It's good to know that we have somebody that actually gives a damn about something in this motherfucker right now.
Wait, okay.
You know what I mean? So we're gonna keep it moving. You know my podcast is what we do, and we're gonna jump into the here and now, and we're gonna kick it off right away because I mean. I'm sure everybody's seen it. It's been on the news. It's been in different media sites, and there's a lot of shit about this that I don't like. But rest in peace, Young Dolph.
Sad.
I don't like all of it, at all of it, but it's just what I mean by that. It's just the way that people are handling it. Fake rumors coming out that, retaliation, shooting up other people, other rappers, fucking, families, establishments, and restaurants. And shit ain't true. But when you post shit like that and people put that fake shit out there like that, it creates a vibe. It's like maybe we were talking about it earlier. It's like you create a vibe now. It's like that's an idea, you know, and you give it energy and you feed that idea by posting it and circulating it. And I don't rest in peace, Young Dolph. And I don't subscribe to that, man. When shit like that happens, I try to focus instead of trying to be too opinionated or passing on information about it. It's like I just sit back and watch it because a lot of the stuff that they said happened didn't really happen. And that
should be so fucked up too.
And it'd be fucked up, yeah, because you don't want to. I don't like giving energy to ideas that ain't really based in truth. If I can help it, sometimes we're all a victim to that. We're all a slave to that because we don't know the whole truth, or we know what we assume is the truth because we're giving a perspective, or we're giving an opinion about something. But I also, when I keep that in mind when I do give opinion or give an outlook on a situation. But rest in peace, Young Dolph. I wasn't a very much listener. I heard some of his songs, but I'm not gonna lie and sit here and be like, oh, I listened to him all the time.
Right.
Keep it real. I know he was young. I know he was doing his thing. I recently learned that he had a lot of love for the Bay, which I didn't know. Which that right there off top, that's dope. But either way, it doesn't matter if I fucked with him or not. When you look at the situation, it's sad. Yeah. It's very unfortunate for everyone involved. I'm sure he has family. It's very disheartening.
It's very disheartening for the hip hop community.
It is.
Especially because all this shit happens.
We feel like, aren't we kind of past? I mean, I know we're not, but and it's just people in general, but like, when are we going to learn?
Yeah. It's it's just sad because it's like you think that with all the new shit, technology, and all these new ideas, and how people think that you would think that shit like that wouldn't happen, but at the end of the day, that could happen to anybody.
Exactly.
And we'll talk more about that later and shit. But I wanted to start off with just saying that because we didn't get a chance to speak on it. Like I said, we've been running through a lot of episodes, so we're trying to stay as current as we can with y'all and make sure that we're in the loop with you guys, because a lot of people that listen to it, maybe not all, but most of them, they know what's going on, and everybody wants to know, anything. It's good to hear other people's perspective on it. So, anyways, we'll get into some more of that later. But
know what I feel worst about that is the social media makes situations like that so much harder to deal with from the perspective of family when you are rich. Because, like, I know for me, I did a news article, or news, KTVU came to my house, and I woke up and there was like, I thought I was popping that day. I don't know what the fuck was going on. Everybody had saw the news article. Everybody from Pittsburgh that knew me reposted it over and over and over and over. And then even on the anniversary, over and over and over. And it's like, fuck.
It's
How
like
do
it
you...
takes on a life of its own.
Kinda.
Right?
And it's just like, I don't want to be rude. And like, because everybody's having their own response to it. But at the same time, it's just like, every social media platform right now is talking about it.
Respect for the
like, it's basically like you have to disconnect from social media. And I don't know if any of his kids were old enough to have phones, but I'm certain it's like a trending topic, and people are probably texting and calling everywhere. And DMing, and it's almost like, okay, so when do I get to have like that kind of moment by myself? You can't do that. So I'm kind of happy I'm not famous, because I couldn't imagine I'd be ready to cuss them people out.
And it's crazy because it's like when you're somebody that's a public figure, that's gonna come with the territory. But the difference is probably between now and back then, when there was no Instagram or Facebook shit like that. It's like it was a little easier to give that sheltering to the people that needed it, like somebody's kids or somebody's family members that just already dealing with enough.
That's true.
I mean, they had magazines, but the difference is that between then and there, it wasn't as easily accessible.
But because they lived in a different time, it was still... So basically, it was just a different era, but the details are different. It's the same thing. History repeats itself. So think about it like... anybody like Elvis when he died, or Marilyn Monroe when she died. You don't think that people was going crazy like...
Yes, but I think speaking to what she was saying is, I'm just trying to relate it to the fact that
you would have to shut out the world.
You have to.
Regardless,
yeah, because
you would have to shut out the world.
It's so easily accessible to see this stuff now, as opposed to, they would be talking about it, but it'd be on the news only.
But you have to realize there was only a few outlets then.
Exactly.
So since there was only a few outlets, they were everywhere.
Yes,
so
but they
it
weren't
felt more
like
focused.
That.
Yeah. It felt like that's the entire story. That's the whole world.
The whole world.
It engulfs it instead of having these different views and perspectives.
And what I'm
saying,
saying
it was
is,
different.
But what I'm saying is that it was back then still, it was still easier for you to shelter the people, like somebody's kids, that don't need to be hearing all that or seeing all that constantly and being constantly fed people's fake opinions and perspectives, and
that's the big thing. People just be lying for no fucking reason. And then also what repeating
the lies, and then
it keeps going. That's what I'm saying.
What I didn't read was whether or not she found out via social media. I don't remember reading that she found out via social media, but that's like a hard thing. Like when you be like living your regular life.
Oh yeah, I totally get it. I just think that it's interesting because it's like history repeats itself all the time, but it's just different. And that's just happened since there was, TV and radio and things like that. Like just since the turn of the 1900s. Before that, how did you hear about news across the world? Like
exactly.
You know what I mean? Well, you did, but you didn't. And so it's just interesting because like that's because we've seen how people being bombarded by the media, whether it's the modern era or back in the day, how much of an effect it has on you mentally regardless. Right. You know what I mean? And that's kind of like the point she's making. Like, so exactly. It's crazy. That's like, all I'm agreeing it's interesting. To. Yeah.
What's up with it? What's happening? And that's all I'm agreeing to.
People.
It's like you
you're the only person that get friends. Like what?
I mean, Patty is an assassin, so she can't show her face like that. So we really tried not to put her on camera.
I just don't like.
And then the last time you're like, you're gonna have to give me a heads up. I'm like, look, hey, you. I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like,
wait, but why? I don't get it. But you're pretty. It'd be different if you was ugly. Then it'd be like, oh, okay, I get it.
She's a fucking assassin. That's what I'm saying. It don't make sense because she's not telling you the truth. You know what I'm saying? She's either assassin or she's like a fucking a mob general somewhere. She's like on some real cookie from fucking Empire type shit, and she just don't tell nobody. She's like a. For all I know, Patty's a fucking billionaire like fucking Mark Zuckerberg, and she's fucking living a regular life just out of the fucking because she can. You know what I'm saying?
I'm an eccentric millionaire.
She's an eccentric millionaire. That's what she really
and
trying to say.
And I do this to feel close to the people.
Tonight, so she don't lose touch with the people. She fucking lives like common folk.
And that's what I'm saying. I don't like that world. I don't like
Man,
that.
you got a pool in your house.
Listen, so can I live with you?
If that's the case, Pat, I'll put me up for adoption right now. I'm looking to get adopted, just so you know. I'm a good kid. Like, if you got it like that,
I'm a good kid.
I don't want your money. I just, you know what I'm saying.
I'll
I just
bring
want
you
to be
glasses of water.
Exactly.
I will do my chores.
I'll scratch your back. You feel me? Shit, all the shit that you be asking your kids to do.
I'll do the laundry.
Yeah. Come on now. You know what I mean? Just hit me off right.
Listen,
anyways,
the only thing I want
you can sit right here. You guys could be all up in the camera, all up in the music videos, dance all up in the videos.
Patty lucky I don't know how to pixelate yet, where they fucking blur the face out. Because after that, I'm gonna wire the whole room for camera, and I don't give a fuck. Cause like, don't trip, Patty, I got you. I'm gonna fucking smudge your face, and you're gonna look
it's
like.
It's okay, you'll be there in a minute.
You're gonna look like the Invisible Man. Don't trip, like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, you know what? So like, if we did like a whole like photo shoot for the podcast, are you not gonna be in the photos?
Patty's so fucking rich. She's gonna do the Kanye, put a stone face mask on, and she's gonna put with the spikes and shit. Patty's like, I can't do it. She'll show up, but it's just gonna be her in the spikes. Like, what's happening? You know what I mean?
Lord,
she don't give a fuck. That's how. And then it's gonna be all Swarovski diamonds or crystals or whatever. Whatever it's called. God damn it. You know what I'm saying?
I'm with it. I say let's do it.
I support Patty. You know what I'm saying? So. I'm all for that. Like I said, adopt me. You know, we're gonna have a poll on the website. You know, we're gonna see who's gonna get adopted first. You know what I'm saying? What you need this? Yes, here you go. Here you go. Oh no, you got one. Don't take my lighter because you know what, that shit. I'm gonna be the one, the odd man out. It always happens.
I will steal it.
So I want to put a camera on a motherfucking lighter, and then when I'm at a party, someone's like, "Let me use your fucking lighter." I'm like, "I want to see where this motherfucker
life of a lighter.
To. Yeah, I want to see where the fuck it goes to.
The life of a lighter.
And I tell everybody from the gate, I'll be like, "Yo, I got a lighter."
That's
with
actually
a fucking
kind of
camera
like
on
a
it.
funny ass
You know
idea
what I mean?
for like a movie or some shit. That'd be, and you can see like the lighter's perspective out of somebody's pockets. Like,
yeah, exactly. The shit it hears. You know
right
what I'm saying?
here, like you would see.
Come on now, stop stealing my motherfucking ideas, not to be used without the explicit
TM.
consent. You know what I'm saying? TM, trademark. And if it ain't, it's gonna be copyright, all that. You know what I mean? So
hey,
you got me fucked up.
I'm gonna have to get in on that one. I should probably start.
I mean, because it's Sausage Party, right? That's a weird ass movie, right?
I'm gonna cut you all
Sausage
in.
Party,
right?
The
animated one.
I
with
never
Seth
watched
Rogen.
it.
I've never seen the whole thing, but like the concept's hella weird. He watched it. I think that's the type of movie he likes.
I sure
like
did.
I swear to God, he probably watched it like 5 times.
No, I didn't like it though.
You didn't?
I feel like it would have
been.
I liked it, but I didn't like the animation quality. I feel like y'all spent more money on
but
actors.
You liked the concept.
The concept
you
was
thought
hilarious.
That was hilarious.
It's all wordplay. I'm a rapper. What the fuck? It's all wordplay. Sausage Party was a fucking.
Like,
it was a masterpiece.
Dorky or corny. Like I just didn't have any desire to see it at all.
A masterpiece of film and art. You know what I mean? Only it just didn't get its just due. But look, we're gonna keep it moving. You know how we do. We still got one more topic for the here and now, and it's where you're from, they call it something. Where you're from, they call it something. Where I'm from, they call it something. It's all called different things, but at the end of the day, it's really just a smash and grab.
Oh yeah.
So, I'm gonna let the live go real quick before we get into this. Just so you know, live, if you want to catch the rest of the episode, gotta hit the link in bio. We're gonna be recording for at least another 30 minutes. A lot more shit y'all can watch. We're gonna have to let y'all go though. The rest is gonna be for no one. So there we go. Sorry about that, y'all. So look.
I was like, what is that?
And, you know, somebody was
the
feeling the eye of the
song,
tiger and shit. Somebody had the eye of the tiger in the gym. I'm gonna have to go back and
This
look
is
at that.
Lion. That was just on his playlist. He was just listening to that before we got on the podcast.
It's what I
That's his
listen to.
hype song.
That's my Sunday morning hype song right there.
That's how he gets ready for the podcast.
That's exactly how. Who told you? Who told you?
You ever see Bernie Mac? He has like Jordan with like the ribbon. Like he's like dancing.
That's ridiculous, bro. Shout out to Bernie Mac. So look, the new trend, the smash and grab, y'all already know it's been going on out here. It's a new
they
trend.
Going crazy right now with that.
Yeah, I mean it's tough times, man. They like to paint it like it ain't tough times, but it's hard times out there. I'm gonna tell you like this. This is the only thing. You know what? I'm not even gonna put it out there, but I hope that anybody that's doing this shit, if you do this shit, you know, be safe. Don't put yourself in a position to get hurt, especially by police.
Only do crimes that you have to do.
Like I like, you know what I mean? I'm not telling nobody to do nothing, but
all of them you have to do.
I mean, people don't do crimes just to do crimes. They
right.
do that shit 'cause
they don't wake up in the morning and be like, oh, my lights is off.
I know some people who are addicted to chaos.
We all know people that are addicted.
They're addicted to a certain lifestyle and they don't realize they can get out of it and they just keep perpetuating the same habits. And
we all know those people.
You don't have to do that. Like, why are you doing this?
Like, why are you making my life hard?
Why are you self-sabotaging yourself?
Bro, why are you stealing? We have money.
Don't be throwing you off.
Why are you getting drunk and driving? You have a house. Stay there. Why are you doing
Uber.
these things? Like,
no, that's a real thing though. People
so
are really
so not all crimes you have to do.
Well, you guys heard that they're trying to the California's trying to put for actually they passed the law, I believe, I'm not quite sure, but after 2025 or some shit like that, every car has to have an alcohol detection monitor.
What?
Fuck no.
Every car.
It's cool because I ain't buying no new car. So.
Sorry, that's when you see the old schools roll out just
You
a little bit longer and
a
shit.
little customized.
No, but it's because of that. And all I'm thinking is like, okay, the driver,
That's
whatever.
too much.
But yeah, I mean, but shit, man.
Then what we got cops for? What you got the highway
What do we
patrol
have?
for?
I mean, I don't know, but that's one thing that's going on.
crazy.
So all I'm saying is for the smash and grabbers, you know, be safe. Don't film yourself. Don't be stupid. There's gonna be enough cameras of you guys already.
Let's say that again. Don't be what?
Don't film yourself.
Stupid.
You know what I mean? There's already plenty of fucking cameras.
Yeah, there's
in
eyes
there.
everywhere, babies. So.
Yeah, so
I
mean,
think they forgot that.
I'm gonna
There's
tell you like
already
this, like,
eyes
look,
everywhere.
And I know y'all, whoever's out there listening, I don't endorse crime or
Not in
criminality
any
of any kind. But at the same time, though, it's like
We're
they're
like,
not
why are
hurting.
you doing these things? Why
If
are
they're
you
gonna do
recording
that, if you're gonna
yourself?
do this shit, at least do it to a fucking big company. Don't steal from the mom and pops. Don't steal from the motherfucking people that have a small business. If you really fucking, go to the mall and fuck some shit up. That's what you're gonna do. If you're gonna steal, you're gonna smash and grab. Because it ain't just been, what's it called? You know, clothing stores in Louis and Nordstrom's and shit like that. They've also been doing jewelry. I've seen a couple people, and even some people got caught. I've seen in the news. You know what I mean? But they've been doing the breaking the jewelry cases, running out with all the jewelry and the whole shit. It's like, like I said, I'm not. At least you're not stealing from the mom and pops, the people that are, you know what I mean,
But who was the jewelry place?
Huh?
Aren't they a small jewelry place?
They're a jewelry place in the mall. And just remember this though. This is the difference though. When you're dealing with jewelry and you're dealing with jewelry, you're making a lot more money than you are dealing with selling snacks and sodas and chips at the corner store, or have a restaurant where you're making money off your meals and shit like that. They're dealing with precious stones and gold, and they're sure they're making money. You have the means to run that operation. What you're doing, you feel what I'm saying? So that's the difference. That I see, and even then, like I said, I don't know, but I'm saying as long as you're not.
I'm just saying Christmas is coming up, so you know.
And that's what happens.
I'm
just
saying I need to buy Christmas gifts, so you know.
Where can we find said items at? You know,
I'm just wondering hypothetically, if I was to want to buy something, where would I go?
You know what? And you know what? We're not here to.
Where would one
We're not
go?
here to discuss that.
Where would we go?
You know what I'm saying? I mean, but basically, Anne's saying to slide in her DM. She got some money for y'all for the fucking. I'm just saying. You know what I mean? I don't know what.
Now you gonna have the fans watching my DMs.
Just say no, Anne. Show some restraint.
What is this segment about? What is this
It's about-
segment about?
It's about smash and
And
grab.
not dry snitching on yourself. And
Hold on. We know goddamn well they ain't worried about none of that shit. They ain't finna slide into nothing and none of that shit because they're at the same.
They wouldn't get a response fucking with me.
I don't respond to none of that shit.
Anybody
All the
that I
motherfuckers
don't
talking
know.
about selling weed. That's what I'm saying. We just had this conversation about not going on the internet and just fucking doing shit. So why would I be on the internet trying to buy some stolen shit or buy anything from a motherfucker I don't know? You got me fucked up. Like I thought we were on the same page here. People,
depending on who you is, I don't want to buy it from you. Period.
But it's hilarious
I don't
because
trust none of that
stuff
shit.
like that actually happens.
That's
and
another
goes down.
thing, but
People
that-
actually
No,
do.
Listen,
not many
and
people
that's
got
not
caught,
even
arrested
big.
for that type of shit. That's crazy.
People have even gotten arrested because they're stupid enough. They went online and they fucking posted like I'm selling blah blah blah. I was like, why would you do that?
You see it all the time. That's why I said I don't trust that shit because all over the internet, motherfuckers show all they shit trying to
It's a
to sell
public
something.
domain.
Yeah, it's like you don't understand.
Please
It's
understand
like
that is a
your
public
DMs are
domain.
not
That
private.
is like going out onto the street and yelling it, and then getting mad that somebody found out,
Exactly.
or
Hold
Hold on.
surprised.
Just because
that
I yelled at
somebody
you, gonna listen?
finds out.
Like no one told you to come over here.
I mean, no, because it's
right
like-
here and sell me this.
Remember, I sent you the link for the coupon scheme, and the FBI went ham on it.
I do remember that, and all I was thinking was,
And you would
I
think
wish
like
I had
the
patience.
FBI is that's not their priority to be focused on a coupon. Like what was it? Like it was a big old
No,
scam.
No,
they
but
made
it was
bread.
a big thing though.
But just think of it also like this.
But you would never think that anybody's like, oh, I need to hide that I have all these coupons.
Yeah, not only that, but they used a lot of social media and shit and internet shit to communicate. It's like, come on now, you think they can't get that shit? You think that
It's
once,
so funny.
and you also got to understand
They tripping.
it's like people put themselves out there for that shit and it happens and they wonder why the fuck they get caught. They talking about everybody telling them. It's like, no, my guy, you told on yourself.
You told on you.
You told on yourself. You got a brand new fucking iPhone that you could see the fly on the wall in the background and you over here waving your guns. You think that they're not gonna know? You know what I'm saying? That even for instance, quick
No,
example,
you know what's-
the shit with the Young Dolph shit. They have some shit flowing around where they had a picture of the car and then they had people, internet fucking investigators. Remember we talked about people that want to go on the internet and purposely report people to the IRS. We talked about that on the podcast before.
There's a
It's
TikTok
thing.
about somebody who's making good money off of that.
We
Crazy.
talked about it on the podcast, remember?
I thought we did, but I wasn't sure, so I
Yeah,
didn't
yeah,
want to
we
say it.
talked
It
about
sounds
it.
stupid.
No, but it's true, and that's what I'm saying. I was like, so, a lot of times people be like, oh, that's like you did it to yourself. You put all your business on the Instagram. You use the public domain to do private business, and you act like they can't one day. Because you got to remember the algorithms. It's not like somebody sitting there all day listening to what you're doing. It's an algorithm
Oh, no, sometimes there is.
So,
People are
but yeah, it
weird.
depends on the situation. But it's about they're listening for keywords and phrases, and they're gonna get you like that.
And I'm trying to make sure I don't
Anyways,
say
the
none of
smash and grab. We used to call it beer runs. I ain't gonna lie. I did a smash and grab when I was younger. It's way past the statute of limitations,
Yeah.
so I ain't worried about it.
I was
So
like-
I'll talk about it.
Was
real
it
talk.
was it no? Because a smash and grab is not the same thing as a beer run.
It's almost the same thing. The
No,
only
it's not, 'cause
difference
a beer
is
run is just you running out with beer.
No, no,
Smash
no.
and grab is.
guess what? Guess what? You'll get charged the same for both of them.
Okay, but I'm just
So,
talking about like
No,
in its. Like,
but they are the same thing, if not similar. They're cousins. They're in the same family tree. You know what I'm saying? You go in one place, and not only
It's all stealing, but they're not the same types of stealing.
Yeah, there's different levels to stealing, but they still break your ass off for stealing. Know that. But no, it's because I labeled it smash and grab, but a lot of these things were smash and grabs. A lot of them were just
it
when you break
involves
the glass
smashing
case.
glass.
Yeah, and exactly. But a lot of these cases that we're talking about as well, they were also just people walking in and grabbing a whole rack of Louis or a whole fucking case of this or whatever the case is. Shit that's really high end, right? So
I think the modern term is now bipping.
that's what they call it.
I
Bipping?
listen.
Oh, shit.
I don't know.
I
But
just
I
learned
know,
something new.
like, listen, they've been doing this shit for years.
Right.
So I remember this was years ago. So this is well over 15 years ago. And they used to run out. Do you remember when Food for Less used to be in Antioch?
Mm-hmm.
Used to run out with baskets. We used to have big ass barbecue.
That's probably the reason why that motherfucker closed down too, because that shit been dry for a minute. That whole shit over there is hella dry now. I mean, it's the economy. We're not gonna just blame it on a
Right.
few people doing too much.
Hold on, we ain't gonna blame it on something from 15 years ago though. Like
Nobody gonna get the blame for that. That's That's what I'm saying. It's past statute of limitations type shit when it comes to small things like that. Just don't be on here saying no shit you ain't supposed to say. I don't want to hear it. I don't even want to know. So.
The beauty of editing. The beauty of editing.
You know what I'm saying? Hey, just remember that. These motherfuckers is on here too.
Good eye, Mike.
Yeah.
Oh, I thought you already got off that one.
Nah, we been off that shit. Come on now. I got you, man. Don't trip.
Just making sure.
You know what I'm saying? But look, it was the motherfucking Here and Now. That was it. We're gonna leave it at that. I had another topic, but you're right. We don't want to be too down and out. We want to keep it light. You feel me? Like, don't get me wrong. We're absolutely real, but we gotta make sure we keep it light. You know what I mean? There's a lot of the main topic. Yeah, because we talk about that too. It's like I never try to be too negative on here. If anything, I always want the podcast to be a dope escape from everyday shit because everybody out there's dealing with enough as it is. So. The last thing I want to do is add to that and pour into that. And now, even though the main topic is going to be what it is, I want to also look at it in the perspective like how could we change that? You know what I mean? So you'll know when we talk about it later. But we're gonna get into the next segment. We're gonna do a PSA. We did it for a while. You know what I mean? And I feel like it's very necessary to give people what they should already know. And sometimes they don't know, and it's okay if you stumble across this and you add it to your motherfucking shit. But the no invite PSA is be yourself.
Yes.
Be yourself. God made you different than everybody else for a reason. There's a reason why you are who you are. You know what I mean? So be yourself. Don't get caught up in being a follower and trying to be like anyone else. If there's something that is who you are, or speaks to you, and that's what you're about, because I think when you get a certain age, that's when you start choosing who you are as far as like the kind of person you're gonna be. You know what I'm saying? So, but just be authentic in that. You know what I mean? Be truthful. Be yourself. A lot of times, people now. Well, I mean, but we talk about it all the time. But this whole new shit with the internet, it's like people get lost.
Yeah. And
they feel like they are not something else that they have to be when they don't really have to be that. Being yourself is your superpower. You feel me? You ain't got to front. You ain't got to be phony to fit in. You know what I'm saying? Why are you looking at me like that, Ann?
Because I was about to say something, then I thought maybe not.
I mean, it depends. It depends on where you're trying to fit in.
He's just
where you
gonna
trying
say,
to fit in?
Listen, don't nobody like none of you phony fucks.
Well, that's different. That's what I'm saying, and that's why.
I was just trying to reiterate what you was saying.
She was
and
just
like
trying to throw the ad libs on it, and
yes.
she was why you stopped though? You gonna jump
Don't
in there, jump in and get in there.
I'm trying not.
You just
to
said be yourself, like say it.
And that's what I'm saying. The part of being myself is understanding I'm hella loud all the time. I throw in ad libs just out of the blue. It's almost like I have Tourettes.
Bro, I kind of slightly feel you, bro. Like I be like,
Patty's like I kind of slightly feel you,
but I be like, I'm Latin and I am passionate, and so I can be whatever I want.
Those hot-headed Latins, so
we
the
have,
hot-blooded Latins.
Yes, I am Latin, and we are
shit.
loud, and we are expressive, and we are passionate.
But really, it's just a little bit of Tourette's. That's all it really is.
Yeah, but I also think it's a little bit of that too.
I
but
think
also
it's most
like
of the time anybody that really has culture. They're typically like,
or just themselves, like how we're talking about be yourself.
We
laugh,
can
nobody do you like you. They call them women vibrant, vivacious.
Ooh, she got all these V words. She went from a P to a B. Okay, let's get it together.
This exuberance, this love and passion for life. You know what I mean? Like, because
I've
met some bland people, which is cool. Like, if you more quiet or more reserved all the time, like, because I could be quiet and reserved as well. But like I said, like all the time, that's who you really are. Like, if you're just more of a docile individual, you know, your attitude, that's cool. But sometimes I
love
like
how
to
you
be
throw
expressive.
like words that I gotta hit dictionary.com up for. They're like docile.
Well, you know,
What's
Patty's a baby genius. You know what I'm saying? So like I said,
I'm a baby genius assassin. What the hell is
/ trillionaire.
Well, most assassins are really, really smart.
Hey, / trillionaire. Don't forget, she's like on some Zuckerberg fucking.
No,
she lives this life a simple
I feel like
life.
we all need to live in her house. I just want to take the West Wing.
Yeah.
That's it.
I feel like Patty got estates and different fucking shit.
How did this get back onto me? I can't wait.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I feel like sometimes I know you, and sometimes I feel like I don't know you. So
Can
it's
we
like,
take the subject and the focus off of me?
oh, you're right. Look, hey, you're right, Patty. You're right. We're gonna keep it moving. We're gonna guard that persona. We don't want nobody to know about our, about your real life.
Much.
So look. Anyways, know about podcast. Be yourself. Love yourself. Love the people. Love yours.
Yes.
You know what I mean?
And then the people who don't embrace you, I guess, just not the ones for
Fuck
you.
Well, you're
them.
not-
The
you're not
people
meant
that
for
don't embrace
everybody.
you, say fuck them. Who gives a fuck?
This goes
You're
back
not
to-
intended for everybody. People should want to
Exactly.
be. See, the problem with everybody right now is
I want
everybody
everyone
want
to
to be
love
like,
me.
yeah, they want everybody to love them. You know what it is? They lack the sense of, they don't understand that there's value in being rare. Like, my vibe ain't for everybody. It's
Yeah.
a rare vibe, and you gotta be
Exclusive, baby.
yes. Everybody should not be. And I tell people real
Can't
quick,
have
please
it
don't
like
read
that
mine.
all the
I
time.
heard that
know
if
you.
everybody's like agreeable with you, you're doing something wrong,
Yeah.
right? Because like
Because you're
that means-
surrounded by the wrong people.
or you're just
Listen.
like, please, you're changing your narrative.
You know why we
to-
get along so well? Because you call me out on my shit, and she got
And vice
jokes. She
versa.
jokes on me the same way, and the same thing with you. And we get along so well because we're okay to be ourselves
Right.
With each
around
other.
each other. You dig what I'm saying? So that right
And it's
there is
all
it's
different.
Now y'all want to
authenticity.
know the real difference of why we're better than them?
We're not better than them.
I mean, I want to hear this theory though. I might just,
Yes.
you know what I'm saying? You never know. I might
It's
change my mind.
because it was like, 80s baby, 90 raised me. Like anybody 2000, raised in 2000, everybody needs to love you. You got to be like everybody else. We might as well just, all
And that's
y'all
where
are
the
some cookie
social
cutters.
media came in with the validation.
Everybody got to get
from
along.
outside.
Everybody can't body shame. Nobody can do anything.
Everybody
that
gotta get a
society.
trophy.
Yeah, it's like that's what I'm saying. The
Participation, like,
participation credit. Like, no, fuck all that. You're not good at this.
Come on now.
I tell people that all the time. Like, look, my kids are when we
I'm
be at the
sorry,
house
baby,
singing.
you're not good at this, and that's okay though.
Let's
No,
find what
that
you're good
is
at.
okay,
Let's
because life is
communicate.
not perfect.
Let's figure out what you good at, because right now
And
we gotta
I'ma
find your
support you.
superstar, and your superstar is not over here. Like my daughter, know when
Yeah.
we be singing in the car, be like, don't sing out loud because you're not good at it, and I don't want to hear your voice.
Who sings this? She cold. She a cold. Hannah different type though.
I'm just letting you
I'm
know
just keeping it
you're
real,
not
baby.
good at
You're not gonna
everything.
fuck up Mariah.
Listen, you're not going to be good at everything.
But that's okay. And then yes, because that's
But
the
it's
real
real.
world.
But it's
and that's a part of
communication,
embracing
though.
who you are. And that's a part of saying, like, I know I'm not perfect, I'm good at everything, but I'm okay with that. And that's
Right.
how you're more resilient.
Not
right?
only that, is also the art
you
of
be
being
able to
direct
cope.
has kind of been lost. And when you're direct,
Well, that's a California
on a
thing.
regular thing. It ain't
What?
always
What?
a
What is-
California
Not
thing.
being direct. Like Californians, they want to
Really?
like tiptoe around and they
I've
want to
heard
fluff.
that theory before.
Probably
I've
here
met
because I've
some
said it
people-
before.
About
I've
Cali,
met,
though?
I've met some East Coast people. Yeah. And
if
they
you go
fucked
to
with
the
me.
East Coast, they telling niggas,
Super.
listen,
They're like,
like,
yo, money.
they be like, bitch, I don't like you. Bitch, I don't like you. You be
I'm
like,
like, fuck
okay.
you. And they just like flip each other off and keep
Whereas
moving.
out here, I feel like they'll be like, oh my God.
They're just like-
I don't like her, but hi,
Oh,
how are
y'all
you?
fucking
I
kick
hate
it
that.
with.
Like,
You know
just
what I'm saying?
keep
That's
it
that
moving. Like,
California
we
shit.
ain't gotta be.
I feel like they got a Hollywood ass attitude. They trying to just kiss a little ass, suck a little dick to get to where they trying to go and go about their business. And then they turn into an ass once they get there. When really, bitch, you could have told me you didn't like me from the jump because
Yeah,
I wasn't
I-
gonna pick you anyway.
I don't like that though. And you know
real,
what though?
though, I
I really
love
think
that.
I really also think though it's generational. Like once again though, even though you guys are right too, I think it's
True.
generational
There's
because
some sort of
because my generation we're
contribute
direct,
to
bro.
that.
We're direct as fuck.
Ooh, not all
We're
of y'all.
I don't know then.
Now your
Oh,
circle
man.
might be, but there's a few sprinkled out here.
And there's also generations older than you that are super passive.
I think I think it's just well this generation.
nobody
I'm not
really-
trying to bag on the new
I don't know.
generation
I
too
think
much,
it
but I
just
get
depends on the people
totally
in
what
the
the
group.
fuck y'all saying though. Real shit though.
Oh,
But,
they gonna cancel me.
that's a wrap.
Fuck.
You're not finna get no likes from anybody under fucking 18. Period. They gonna fuck.
Should
ain't fucking
nobody
with
be
you.
listening to me under 18? My mouth is
Exactly.
reckless.
Exactly. Out of
Be
pride. This is-
yourself, and
That's why.
you are entitled to your opinion.
That's why we talk how we talk on this podcast. 'Cause
We
this
don't
is
have
definitely
to
21
agree
and
on
over.
everything,
You know what
but
I
that
mean?
doesn't mean
At
that
least.
we can't keep it cool and we can't have love and respect for each other.
Yes.
That's
And
the thing. That's
And,
the
and
problem.
you're not gonna
People
get these
think-
references if you are like under 18, anyways. Like, so this shit is definitely not for you. Like, this
They
podcast
be
right
trying
here.
though. They try to hit you with the I'm grown, girl.
Nah.
Sit down.
Calm down.
Especially the boys.
Just
like,
because your head is hella big and your,
But
your
remember,
body,
we used to
but
do
your
that
body
when we
ain't
was
caught up
younger,
to
and
it
we
yet.
used to get told that as
But
Big
the
ass
well.
head.
difference is I moved out at 15, so I was grown. Because I had to pay rent,
a lot of
PG&E, cable phone.
and that's another thing. Like in this generation, unfortunately, we'll talk shit about this generation, but this generation is raised by people like us.
Yeah, by us.
So we want to talk shit, but it is also because our generation, we lived through the crack era and all the other shit, and a lot of our relatives and families and friends that were exposed to new kinds of drugs without any kind of knowing what the fuck it was gonna do.
They were the guinea pigs.
So we have a lot of our generation is fucked up in a lot of ways, but we know that, and that's why we give our kids a little bit more.
But we had to go through the war.
But
exactly.
I feel
So
like
to
with us
speak,
giving
to
our kids
understand the
more,
real.
we are not teaching them the basic life skills that we learned.
No, you're right, and that that's why we do the PSA. We do the PSA because a lot of times anybody that's probably like 25 and older, they're gonna understand what we talking about. I'm not gonna say 25, I'm gonna say 30 and older. They're gonna understand what we talking about. You know what I'm saying? But them little PSAs, the way I said it before, it's like, yo, if one of these could go viral and just like some young motherfuckers hear it and understand, like, yo, this is just, it's not even to be like I'm trying to tell you or be your older homie or nothing like that. This is just fucking common sense. And if you know this early, you'll be way ahead of where we're at now.
Also, though, I think like
you'll be way past us. Like
the
generations, that's the goal.
The generations that just were trying to survive, and that also includes like during when drugs were really, those types of drugs were really prevalent. Once they had kids, if they were able to provide, because a lot of them, they were young. A lot of people were young when they had kids and didn't know what to do and just dipped, and just didn't know what to do. That's why there was a lot of kids raised by their grandparents, et cetera, et cetera. But the ones that did stay, they didn't want their kids to have to go through that. So they actually try to provide convenience because they knew how it felt to just survive. So now they want to get their kids the extra stuff. They don't want them to have to move out so early and have it so tough, which is a good thing because each generation before us worked really hard for us to live a life of convenience.
You want to
know what I mean?
I know exactly. I agree.
Because our grandparents didn't have
we didn't want them to have that kind of life.
They didn't have a choice to whether they were able to choose happiness or not. They were just trying to survive. Yeah.
Look, and I think
so we also kind of spoil our kids. Like,
but it ain't all of us though, because
not
a
all
lot
of us. Of course, there's exceptions to everything, but it's kind of a good or a bad thing because it's good that our kids don't have to go through all that type of shit, to just live life and be happy. But also, again, then they lack kind of how to get through the real world.
Smarts.
But at the same time, I also feel like the majority of the pussifying of this generation has to do with the way the information is spread. Because like I said, now any stupid idea could get traction. And when you're young and impressionable, you're searching for answers. And if something makes sense for you, then it doesn't mean that it makes sense for you really in a good way. We all had our moments when we flirted with death and disaster and we're like, oh, this and that, for whatever reason. Was cool. And that chaos was cool. But the difference is that it wasn't normalized everywhere. It wasn't, you didn't get to see everywhere where it was, where other people were like you. You only felt like, yo, this was me. It's whatever, you get over it. You know what I'm saying? So I feel like a lot of the pussifying is these ideas from people that, when people say they come up with this new way of thinking or this new this or this new fucking term for how you should be said or whatever, it's like, yo, that's cool, that's an idea, but that doesn't mean that the idea should have any kind of more energy or validity. You dig what I'm saying? It's just the idea. I could come up right now, you know what, people should put peanut butter in their fucking shoes. Just if I start doing it and other people start doing it, well, then guess what? You're a fucking idiot, and it's more than I am because I'm getting you to do something stupid. It's manipulation. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm getting you to do something fucking stupid because I do it, and you see other people looking and thinking it's funny, so you want to do it now.
That's Kanye West talked about this. Remember when he came out with that song, Poopity Scoop or whatever?
Yeah.
And it's like, these people buy anything. Like, his clothes make you look homeless. They're ugly as fuck. Yeah. But for whatever reason, people, not you specifically, but people are willing to pay like buku dollars, and it's like, no.
Yeah, it's all high. It's all, and it is. It's manipulation at its finest. And when you're able to reach that many people, like I said, it's programming. Remember, before programming was the programming came from magazines, the TVs, commercials, the culture that was only allowed through these few 3 channels or 10 channels or 20 channels, these platforms, MTV and all that shit. Now you could get it from anywhere. So some fucking lame dickhead from who knows where is like, yo, this is what we do. Let's fucking eat Tide Pods. And the next thing you know, they have to put fucking warning labels on Tide Pods to tell these stupid motherfuckers stop eating Tide Pods. You do what I'm saying?
Just dumb.
At the end of the day, there's that perspective. I'll end with this. There's that perspective, and there's also the perspective of people that have raised their kids in this era and have given them common sense and explained things to them and taught them the right shit. It's always going to be some on both sides. You know, whether or not it's more or less, who knows? Because now, to say the same thing, we see a lot more of it. So we assume there's a lot more of it going on when maybe before when we couldn't see if there was. It was still obviously going on some other places.
Right.
The only difference is now is that we have so much access to each other. I could pass on a stupid idea to the next moron, and he passes it on to the next moron, and then next thing you know, we got a group of morons eating fucking Tide Pods and shit. You know what I'm saying? So I say that to say this. We're gonna take a quick break. It's No Invite Podcast.
Is there's like a connection between like as you get old and pain?
That's
they are
true.
sometimes
That's
just
the
in
same-
pain
yeah.
and they're mean. So like, you know, I've like even if you catch a
Talking
younger
about
person,
old
like if
grouchy
they had
people.
cancer,
Yeah.
and then you'd be
Yeah.
like, damn, they started getting hella mean, hella
Yeah,
aggressive,
because they're
hella
always in
short.
pain. Yeah.
Yes. So
That's
when you
not
get
the same
older,
thing.
but what I'm saying is a lot of times when you get older and stuff starts to
True.
ache, or you're so used to being independent and now you can't drive, so now you gotta wait on a motherfucker. You're
But then it's like,
fuck
to
that?
what extent?
Now,
Are they-
okay, now,
are
do
they
they take it too
grouchy?
far? Maybe.
Like, nah, like, I don't give a fuck if you old. That means you should be nicer because you know how being mean, how fucked up being mean can be and
Listen,
shit.
I'm telling you now, Patty,
Spread.
cause we gonna be lifetime friends, right? I feel like we
When
so
I'm
sisters.
old, I'm not gonna
And
give
when
a
I'm
fuck.
old, you may hear me talking to my grandkids like, "Get your little ass over here," like, and that's just gonna.
But
be
if
what
you've
it is.
always been like that, that's a difference.
True.
And if you know this of yourself, I give people passes because I like it when people know about themselves. Like, I like it when people self-reflect.
I mean, and this is her telling you right now, so you're not surprised later.
Exactly.
You're not asking why you like this, and you know already we're gonna be lifetime friends.
But it's
you
only
said.
to an extent, like, because
Accept
I've
me,
seen people,
embrace
oh,
me
they
now.
old. No, that doesn't give you a pass for being outright.
You said
just-
the R word though.
I
If you're
think-
racist though, that shit ain't
If
no
you
pass. ever.
if you a racist, you just. Listen.
Oh, well, that's just how they are.
I'm not
That's
my
just the
grandparents,
generation.
and
It's
you
just
will
the
catch
era.
me
I
then.
don't. No, that does not give you a pass. I do not accept
We in a
that.
different era.
No.
That we in the era where
Nope.
I am not my
Because
grandparents,
being-
and you will catch these hands.
Valuing human life does not transcend any sort of age. Period. So that's why I'm like, no.
Facts, Patty.
No.
Patty.
No.
She always come.
No.
Hey,
Like-
you know.
Patty
they-
got a message.
You know, they say the greatest warriors, all they really want is peace. So, Patty out there dishing out that war all the time. That, really deep down inside, she's doing it just to get that peace, that inner peace, and give people peace. You feel me? So, anyways, we're gonna keep it moving, and I hate to fucking take it here, but I just wanted to touch on it. We talked about earlier about the Young Dolph situation, and I just wanted to get your guys' opinion. So I'm gonna ask you like a question. I'm gonna put it in a question format instead of just making this the main topic, by the way. Why do you think it's so deadly for, I'm not just going to say rap artists, even though rap artists are the ones that you see the most of, but it's a lot of people. Why do you think it is so detrimental for people that are successful, that come from bad areas or from rough areas or from impoverished areas, and it's so deadly for them at home, in their own home base, where you would think even a lot of them that do stuff for the local community and stuff like that, it's still dangerous for them. Why do you think it's like that, Patty?
Right. I don't know. Like, I don't know if that's necessarily true. Like, Biggie died in LA. Pac died in Vegas.
Yes.
A lot of people didn't necessarily, but also if that's where they spend a lot of their time.
But a lot of
that's
these
the
new
odds.
cats, but a lot of these
That
new
the
guys,
odds are if that's where they are, then
I'll
that's
say
where you're gonna
definitely the
die.
last 2 years, a lot of them have died in
their home
city.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And-
So if that's where they always are, if that's where they're more well known, of course those are the odds. You know what I mean? That's why people move out of their hometown usually when they get bigger. You know what I mean? So I don't know. That's just I think fucked up shit happens everywhere all the time. Honestly, I get what you're saying, but I think that's maybe just because that's where they are more. If that's where they're staying, like, if you
I
live
feel
in
like putting on a person is because that's where you do your dirt.
that,
So
and
like
that's where you're spending your
growing up,
time.
yeah. If you grow up and let's say you're a bank robber and you rob, bang, 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 boom,
you
boom,
rob
boom.
people and shit like that.
Yeah, and you always telling like the part about the being at home and it's an area where you're raised and it's a smaller town is everybody know everybody. Your mama is gonna invite
And you're
Blue Cat
more
Lil-
accessible.
Yeah, they can reach you and they know your business. Because typically smaller towns is talking. Oh, you know he just got $1 million deal. Oh, you know he. I'm so proud of my baby. They ain't gonna do that in LA. Because guess what? You don't even know your neighbor.
Yeah, that's real talk. That's real talk. And see, I'm not here to agree or disagree with anybody. I'm just getting your opinions on that stuff. So it's never about agreeing or disagreeing when it comes to this type of stuff. And I feel like I agree with you in the sense that shit does happen everywhere. And actually, you guys, both of what you're saying is what I was going to say is because you're known there. You're more accessible in your hometown. People, and this is another reason too, though. People really do have the attitude like your success is detrimental to them having success. Like,
because where did Pop Smoke get?
He got killed out here though, but how he got killed was
where did X get killed at?
He got killed in Florida. So, but what I'm saying is that out here, he got killed out here.
And I think that's like how she's saying though. Now people knowing your business has expanded beyond your hometown.
Exactly, that's what I was gonna say. That's exactly what I was gonna say. And it's like media. how Pop Smoke got killed was because
he accidentally
some tags
posted. Yeah,
that had the address to where he was at because he had some stuff delivered to him. So
and that wasn't in his hometown, right?
That wasn't in his hometown.
Exactly. So that was in LA, right?
But I think it's not so much the hometown as it is accessibility.
Exactly.
And unfortunately, people are
so
more
I'm thinking
accessible.
Of those things. I'm like
people are more accessible when they are in their hometown because the people from that area, just like the people that were from that LA area, knew where Pop Smoke was because he showed them. The difference is that if Pop Smoke that happened in New York and he lived in a certain place or he was going to a certain place, somebody's going to see him and somebody's going to know. And then now anyone, just like if it was in LA, they know where you are now. I feel like the danger comes from the fact that you are worth more and people see you as a way out from their circumstance or an easy win or an easy score rather than to go and put their energy into some shit where they could be in that position or they could be in
sometimes they just think it's like an easy come up. Honestly, that's really what it is.
Exactly.
They don't care about your name. They don't care about any of the other stuff. They just it's an easy come up and I want
and
this.
see, and we could say it's the towns or we could say it's that, but we really don't know because when it comes to Dolph, it happened in his hometown, but we don't know why. People get killed for random shit, but people also and people get killed like obviously it was like planned out and they were targeted. So. We don't know. Mac Dre was out in Kent, right? Yeah, but he was targeted though.
True. Yeah. So. I'm just saying though. I'm just thinking of all. That's sad of all these people you can think of. That's really sad. Wow.
Yeah, and it's unfortunate because no matter what, it's like when you're trying to be successful and trying to do things. A lot of times you do things for your hometown, but you can't get everybody. So there's always going to be a segment or a section that's going to feel like you're not doing enough for them or you're not doing nothing for them or they're not going to hold you as high as other people do because it's like, he ain't did shit for me, so fuck him. You know what I'm saying?
Not just that, but I just think no matter what, when you get to a certain level, greed has always been around since forever. So Facts. It doesn't matter if you sell teddy bears and gumdrops. If you start selling that at $1 million level, multi-million-dollar level, people are going to be like, ooh, I want your money. Yeah.
But it goes back to what Ann said.
I want what you have.
They could reach you. They know where to reach you. So that's the difference between fucking Bill Gates and somebody going back to their old neighborhood. You dig what I'm saying? It's like,
but they also
Bill Gates don't know his
too.
neighbors, and he don't. And if he knows,
but they also have like stalkers though too. Like you hear about all these celebrities, people finding.
How many Bill Gates have you heard about getting smoked lately? How many fucking? You know what I'm saying? It doesn't happen as much, is what I'm saying.
But no, totally, yeah.
Because of the.
But some weird shit be happening when you get to a certain level.
Yes, but when you get to a certain level, do you notice? They almost never on social media. If they are, they're only looking. And
they're living a more plain life. Like I was saying there, it's like
or those that don't. Then again, they become targeted.
I will say the people with the most money, they don't look like it. Nah. Like I know I have 2 friends whose parents are like millionaires, and I'm like, really?
Because they know how the game works. You know, the shoes that you just paid like that much
station wagon, and like they don't even.
You just paid extra too much.
That's why they have. That's why they have all that money because they didn't spend that money on a car. They have
beautiful estates. You go to their house and you're like, oh my god, who your daddy is?
Oh my god,
my mama's single and she needs somebody.
You better stop acting up, man. We have to reel that shit in. You know what I'm saying?
But that's exactly why I enjoy being the best kept secret. Like, for real. I feel like I know a lot of people and nobody all at the same time. I feel like I'm always in people's face, but so hidden. Like, most people, like I tell people all the time when they be like, oh, you still live out here? I do. Anything else?
Just keep to myself.
Where? Somewhere. It's in the area, region.
And I'm gonna be real with you. Going back to the root of being too accessible, a common factor in all this, and like I said, I'm not here to talk shit, but everything ain't for everyone, because Young Dolph, a couple days before he got fucking killed, he posted up about the same place where he got killed at. Like, I love getting my, like, you know what I mean? Like, I be here. So.
And he was just trying to show support.
Yeah, because like, think about it like this: like, if you follow any of any of these super millionaires or billionaires have a social media, when you follow them, they don't ever tell you where they're at exactly.
They always tell you. Yeah, they always tell you after they're gone.
But it's just sad that people have to move like that in general. That we have to
I'm not
automatically.
gonna lie, I move like that, and I
move like that.
But why
in
do
real
you
life
move
too.
like that? To protect yourself.
Yeah.
And it's sad that we have to move, like we feel like we have to move like
that.
that.
Part of it is protection, and part of it be I forgot. I like privacy.
And you want to know? And you want to know the why?
I like privacy.
I
like privacy, but it's like, nah, I forgot.
No, it really be like, oh, I'm gonna post this, and then something happened, life had happened, phone call come in,
and I just forgot to post.
Then I'll be like late at night, and I'll be like, oh yeah, post this. Yeah. But some of it is because I don't want like
people in your
anybody
business
that follows me. There's very specific places that I go to consistently. I just don't ever want you to know. Like, you literally need to stalk the place out all day.
My business,
because that's the only time you need to know.
And on a smaller scale, like compared to like millionaires and shit that got to worry about kidnapping and crazy shit like that, it's the same thing for everyday people. Mm-hmm. It's like you never know who's watching, and you know, most serial killers, they don't attack the elite. When you hear about serial killers, who the fuck's getting killed out here?
Just regular,
everyday
average
people.
Joes.
That's because they know they ain't gonna look for them the same. They ain't gonna look for, like, but if they take me and take Beyonce, you think they gonna look quickly? If they take me, they be like, she aight. She got survival skills. Beyonce, they're gonna be like, oh my God, she's not built from that cloth.
Yeah, exactly. So,
fucking Ann, that's hilarious.
But I mean, it's real. It's real as
but that's
uncut
crazy that we had to think like that. Yeah, and that's sad.
Once again, so I'll be like, yo, just don't. You know, whether
but
you
the world's
money,
not this big, scary, crazy, dark place either. You know what I mean?
I'm not,
like,
but it's just like we're learning these new protocols
cynical.
about this new thing. We've only had social media with like 10 years, 15 years maybe. So there's just certain things, just like anything else, you know, that when we first got introduced to it, there's just certain things that you should probably know not to do. And unfortunately, it sucks that you have to do that, but that's what you have to do to be safe out here. You know what I'm saying? And it's kind of why I brought it up, because I wanted to get you guys' opinion on do you think that it's just because it's their hometown, or is it the more accessibility, or do you, like how you said, Patty got the chaos theory because she's an agent of chaos. So she's like, bad shit happens everywhere, especially when I'm around. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like
because some people will argue, though, like if you don't live a certain lifestyle, then you don't have to worry about stuff like that.
That is not the truth.
But that's not true, because you can see, look, what happened to Johnny Versace. He got smoked in front of his fucking mansion by a psycho stalker. You feel me? So it's no one's immune to it. The only difference is that when you live a certain lifestyle, you're exposed to it more. So your odds go up.
That's what they say.
Actually, something.
That's
happening.
what that's what they're saying. So, they're like, if I live in Danville and I'm not doing anything wrong, like I'm probably not gonna get shot as if I live over here and I'm doing a whole bunch of stuff and blah blah blah.
You're gonna get
robbed. Because I've talked to people that think that have that mentality.
But we'll think about it like this. So every level of society has their own problems. So while they're dealing with that, you never know. You're probably more likely to get shot by a jealous lover out there, or by somebody that wants your inheritance because you got money, or somebody or fucking whatever the case might be. So it's like,
or is that just a cynical view? Are we all just hella damaged? The three of us in this room are just fucked.
I'm not being cynical. I feel like all that shit exists out there. To know the world is to accept it in its totality. There's good and bad.
Or is that, do we just watch too many movies?
Do
we just watch too many movies and documentaries about fucking?
I think so. Some of it is not even just that, because if you look on like y'all said earlier, everything is the algorithm with social media, right? Mm-hmm. If you watch a bunch of shows about like fighting or robberies or any of that, it will come up and you will see it all the time.
So let me put it, my mom stays watching Snapped, ID channel, you know, like so she's always, if I'm like 10 minutes late, she's like, are you okay? what's up with you?
No,
Why did you? And so that's the reality of her world when it's like, I'm fine. Like,
but see, the thing
That's
is
like
that-
Lifetime watchers. So what I have,
So do
I,
you
have
see
I
what
know
I'm saying?
somebody.
Are we just
who
conditioned
won't
to
go
think
to the
like
dentist
this?
by herself because she watched the Lifetime movie and the dentist was impregnating his clients, and so now she's like, I will not go to the dentist by myself.
So this
Somebody-
is how we see the
she go to
world.
dentist on
That's how
live.
she sees the world.
She's like,
so
"Can you
it's
go
just
with me?" I'm
interesting
like,
to see these
girl,
different
COVID, we can't go.
perspectives, and so
Well, I mean, that's different. I think that's conditioning. though.
perception is reality.
Yeah, but that's also conditioning, though. It's like, I know I like comic books. That doesn't mean I'm gonna be like, yo, I'm a superhero. I'm gonna jump off a
No,
building
but
and
us
fly.
thinking
nigga.
that we have to
No.
always like be looking over our shoulder regardless, and we can't
You
be like
should.
sharing our
'Cause
location.
you know what? I
But
come
I
from
also
the, I come
think
from the
that's-
I don't
better
know.
safe than sorry era. That's how I
But
feel.
that's also, I think, also that's conditioning. But that's also like
not being
your
naive.
your experience. So like, cause like my husband, he went to jail. He's like that. All my cousins that have never been in jail, they're like that. Like they feel like you gotta be like looking a few feet ahead of you,
Yeah.
make sure ain't nobody
Reading
behind
the
you.
and then I've
Sitting
seen
at
the other side.
Yeah,
Reading
and
the
I-
room, sizing
and I've
people
seen
up.
other
Yes.
people that
And you be like, and some of that I'm like, I think that may be a prison mentality.
no,
sir.
no, and that's what I'm saying. And there's other people that you meet on the exact opposite side of that.
Like
that went
me,
to,
that
like,
feel like the world is bubblegum drops and rainbows.
and they're just like, you know, they're just open and they meet new
How can you
people
live like
and
that?
they like yeah.
Exactly.
So these different perspectives are interesting to explore. Like,
But I feel like, now I will say, the beauty of situations like that is always the balance that they bring when they come together.
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm super kind of like nonchalant, go with the wind,
not looking over your
free-spirited,
shoulder, not
tree
always
hugger,
feeling like you have to have your
La,
guard
la,
up
la,
24/7.
la,
but
la.
then I have my security with me. Like I would feel like, oh, I'm always safe. And that's also a problem too. Because when I got too comfortable, like I feel like if we went somewhere, I wouldn't worry about nothing because I feel like I know that he gonna make sure we good. Like I don't need
So
to.
I
think
just
about
don't
it.
want-
And I'm gonna be the motherfucker.
I just don't
like you
want
said,
us-
like your cousins and uncles that have been locked up and shit. I'm gonna be the motherfucker watching the door. Who's
So
coming
I
in and
just
out?
don't wanna
Who's this?
leave
Oh, there
the
people at the bar.
podcast.
They're arguing. There might be an issue right there. Keep an eye on them because they.
Everybody plays
you know what I'm
a
saying?
role to keep
Yeah.
things positive.
Yeah.
So I just don't want to leave the podcast on the message that everybody look over your shoulder. Don't trust no one. Everybody's coming to get you.
Everybody's your enemy.
I do. And you do that,
Trust
and you'll
no
be all right.
one. Like I don't want to leave I don't want us because the world really is what we make of it. Like we have to like have some sort of positivity. But it's like be prepared for the worst, but hope for the best.
I'm
Like we don't want to sit there and
motherfucking-
expect negative shit because again, you attract what you think,
know,
right?
yeah.
So it's like if you always think you're gonna get in a car accident, guess what's probably gonna happen? If you always
gonna
worry
get in a car
So
accident.
like we need to be prepared though. You don't want to be driving reckless and being ignorant. So but
No, I feel you on that.
like let's have a healthy
But
balance.
that's why I said the two people that are opposites.
Right.
Because like if he's super alert all the time and I'm super like free flowing,
You could
then
let him
eventually
calm-
some of that energy will actually calm him down,
Seep
and it
into
will
each
also
other.
make me like, okay, let me just pay attention. Ooh, this
It'll
person
balance
was-
it out. It balances
Yeah.
out because I
So
think
I feel
energy
like it-
always wants to do that. Energy always wants to
It's
balance
like
itself
going
out.
like this.
So
Yes.
Wait,
look,
is that how you do
yin
it?
and yang. It's yin
So-
and yang. No, that's real shit.
so like you said, I agree with you totally on that.
Because
And-
that's
and
where
we're not gonna
that's
end it
where
on a
the
negative.
rhetoric was going. It was going.
We're not gonna end it on a negative vibe. We're gonna end
Like-
it. I'm gonna quote.
Make
the,
sure you lock your car doors as soon as you get in your car. Like
I'm gonna quote the honorable Sugar Free when I say this.
Okay.
And he said it. He said,
thought he was
"If you
gonna
stay,
say somebody like
if you
Gandhi
stay,
or, like-
if you stay ready, you ain't gotta get ready." You dig what I'm saying? That's how I feel like. And also, also he said, "I'd rather give you my bitch," but I don't know if I feel like that.
But we just
So
don't
look,
have to have like a negative outlook on the world and on life. But we
You ain't
want to
gotta
be
have a
prepared
negative
and not
outlook
be
to be
ignorant
ready.
and not be
necessar-
naive.
But it's not so much as being negative as much as it is of being aware.
Mm-hmm.
Like you don't want to live in a world where you
wanna
think
be naive.
nothing will happen.
That's what I just said.
you want to be a victim.
Right.
It's so crazy to me when people say
But
they
you don't
wanna
wanna
move
be a
to
fucking-
richer neighborhoods. Because in my head, I don't want to move to a richer neighborhood because all them people got more money to me and they probably get robbed a lot more.
No, that's real.
Fuck that.
And no, they do. And
They-
did
yeah,
you
they
know,
get targeted.
depending on the city you live in, so like Alamo, San Ramon, stuff like that, they have
Mm-hmm.
a clause where even if you call the police because you've been robbed, they don't report it the same so that their numbers stay low.
Yeah.
So it doesn't look like they have a
So
high
that they can keep-
robbery
They
rate.
used to do
And
that
they
in
can keep
Pittsburgh
the
for a
rent
while, too.
and the property at a high
Because
value.
it seems like a safer place.
Yes,
Exactly.
Like,
that's
y'all so
interesting.
full of
Yeah,
shit.
you know, so-
Once I learned that, I was like,
It is all perspective too, though. You're right about that because, like we said, no matter where you at, you can still get fucking. No matter what, you can still get robbed. A lot
I
of
just
shit
feel
can
like
happen to you.
we're saying like no matter how successful you get, like
Keep the strap.
you ain't gonna be happy because
You
you
know what I'm
always
saying?
gonna have to look over your shoulder.
Hell
Like,
no.
damn,
You're not gonna be happy.
there's no
You
Never
gonna be
hope.
said
happy.
that. You're gonna be happy, but you're gonna have to keep that gun.
but in
handy,
all
too,
honesty,
like-
you know, sometimes like, and I know this, it's unfortunate that.
Sorry, no
It's
flashbacks.
unfortunate that this happened to him in his hometown. But you know, some people feel more comfortable in the hood. Like I feel more uncomfortable around a whole bunch of white folks.
Yeah, you know why? Because I feel like y'all gonna call. I'm gonna be the
No,
one that
for
gets.
real.
I'm gonna be the one that ends up getting arrested by the end of
It's
the night.
almost
You know
like,
what I'm
look,
saying? That's how
so
I feel
think
like.
about this. This is how I feel. When I go to play, now granted, I'm very versatile with my personality, so I can get along with anybody.
Right.
But imagine going somewhere, right? And it's like all you have, if I pour some salt in your hand, right? And then I do a dab of pepper. You'll be able to see that pepper hella like, if they shoot aiming for anybody, they're going to aim for the pepper. And that's how I
Man,
feel like I am.
I'ma
Like,
keep it- look, to say your thing, I done been in the crowd at the court in front of what's his name's house in the court right there.
What are you talking about?
The court, my nigga, right there.
He trying not to say it.
I'm not trying to say whose
Okay,
house it
okay,
was.
okay.
We've been at the court right
No,
there.
I thought you meant like the courthouse or like
No, at
okay,
the
in the
court.
court, in the court. Yeah,
in
okay.
the court.
I got you.
You know where I'm talking about.
Yeah.
We done been in the court, 15 motherfuckers, right? Everybody standing out there, da-da-da-da. Cop pulls up, it's like 100 degrees, it's summertime. Cop pulls up, jumps out the car, out of everyone. You! Pointed straight at me! I'm like, what the fuck did I do? I'm just standing here. You, come here. I'm like, oh, hell nah. Get up and run. It's hot. He done chased me too far. We're gonna say that. But it's like, yo, how the fuck out of these 20 individuals right here
I know
that you
what he's
fucking,
talking
that you
about,
fucking,
too.
you remember when they gave me a nickname?
I know,
Yeah,
but I know like the context of the situation. I wasn't there, but
I'm
oh
sure
my
you heard
God.
the story. 20 motherfuckers out there. Why the fuck out of everybody? The cop pulls up. You, come here. I'm like, me? Fuck you. I turn around and ran like
Did you know
you.
the cop?
Huh?
Did you know the cop?
Nah, I didn't know that motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's like
you know how cops used to, like, pick
there
and
was-
choose.
Yeah, they would pick and
They
choose. If
had-
they seen you around a lot, they'd stop
And you
and
had
be
like a beef with a certain cop. They didn't care what was going on.
They'd
They just
make it an issue to
pulled
yank
up on you and
Yeah.
make an issue with you.
Never seen
You
this-
are a part of this. I don't care if they had nothing to do
This
with you.
motherfucker
You know,
was
they
hella
used to.
hot. Jumped out
they used
the
to play
car, hella out of
favorites.
breath already. So when I started to turn around and run and shit, he's like, "Stop!" I'm like,
Out of
start
there.
running. I'm out of here. Got up out of there. He didn't want to chase me. It was obviously very hot. It was summertime. And once again, the statute of limitations does apply to me on this occasion. So I done been in and out the prison, you know what I mean, a couple times
I
since
really
this happened.
think
so
you should
I done-
consider law school.
You think so?
Man,
But I can't
sometimes
do
when
nothing.
we-
I got a record. They gonna,
But you can still be a lawyer. Who told you can't be a lawyer?
with felonies?
Yes, you can.
You better Google that. What we talking about? We talking about Cuba or we talking about America?
I'm talking about in America.
No,
In California?
not a lawyer. I could probably be like a clerk. What do you call that? A law clerk or whatever.
So
Even if you
in
get it
order to take
expunged?
the bar,
I
you
can
have.
never get what I have expunged. I'm scarred for life.
I don't think that's
Damaged
true.
goods.
Wait, so you're saying you can't take the bar because you're a felon?
Yeah, Google that.
You see, I'm about
Google
to.
that. Now, and you know what I got? What's it called? Like I said, I got felonies. You know, saying violence and all the good shit that you know you do when you're young and you're very impressionable,
wild, and
when
reckless.
you're a very young and precocious individual, and you just you're just trying to live right, and you wind up doing a lot of wrong. But you know you could change though. I'm living proof that you could actually go
Right.
beyond
You
that.
don't have to be circumstances.
You don't have to be a scumbag like me to be somebody.
You don't have to give in
be
to the
somebody
circumstances of
somewhere.
your environment.
Before we go off though, can we get that answer?
Oh, it says that people who wish to become an attorney in California can have their bar application denied for a lack of positive moral character. In many cases, the criminal history is evidence of poor moral character. However, the state bar may still accept application with criminal histories if they can show proof of rehabilitation. You rehabilitated, bro. You there. Let's go get this law degree.
And, hey, you know what? One day I'm gonna go pull my paperwork out because I'm one of them people that could actually do that without having to worry about any kind of scrutiny from anybody.
For real.
But when I pull my paperwork out and you read what I've been convicted of, all the violence and shit, and it ain't violence.
That was in the past, though.
It
That
is
was
the
in the past,
past.
and you've done a lot of stuff that has
did.
shown that you rehabilitated.
And you were just
so
a
that can be your
product of your
argument.
environment.
You know what, and we
Exactly.
talked
Listen,
about
let's
this. We
get
talked
this
about this.
law
Yeah.
money.
We talked about this, and you know what? Maybe I might just need you to advocate for me. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
I got you. You
You're gonna
know
be my
I advocate.
PR person. You know what I'm saying?
Man,
gonna-
okay,
we
let
gonna-
it be
you know
known.
what I mean?
And
We
I'm
gonna find out.
coming.
I might try
I'm
to
coming.
run.
Listen, I'm gonna start getting you letters from elected officials. Like,
Come on now, tell them what's up. Man. Tell them put me on. You know
That'd
what I
be
mean?
hot.
oh my God, that would be
That'd be
I
crazy.
mean,
Don't say
rebirth
that.
law.
Come on, stop playing. Anyways, everything in for everybody.
Movement.
Check it out.
The whole
With that being said,
movement.
I appreciate y'all. Thank you. It's another successful
thank
podcast, episode 60. You know what I mean? Milestone. We're getting there. We're really at like 100 or some change though, but we just gonna patty over here laughing. at me, so.
993.
Yes, 999.9. But episode 60. Appreciate y'all. This is exactly what the people needed because we were talking about earlier stuff. So we need y'all to make sure that you guys follow us on Instagram at no_invite_podcast. Also, you can find us on our YouTube channel. Please subscribe and like some views, like some fucking videos, and give us some views. We have all the audio as well as the Zoom video episodes on our YouTube channel. That's RiBirth Media Films, RiBirth Media Films. Thank you, Patty. Thank you, the best kept secret, and I'm me and you're you. So.